Hello Wolfpack, let's talk about Theta token here. Theta is one of my favorite coins fundamentally. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite actually, I think that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I do like the coin fundamentally, okay? I do think it's definitely one of those coins, just like RLC, that is selling the shovels to the gold rush in the metaverse and gaming sector hype that will be going on, particularly in the future, but also right now, and what we've seen this year, but in the future even more so. I mean, I don't see the metaverse dying down, and I don't see gaming die down for sure. So both of those are very emerging sectors, and especially in the cryptocurrency market, which in itself is emerging. Theta token is definitely going to catch its day in the spotlight. It's already done that. It's already caught days in the spotlight, right? It's actually come out into the market. If we can look at the coin market cap quickly, it came out into the market in 2018. Not really too much traction here throughout the entire bear market because it came out just pretty much at the end of the bull market, like right after Bitcoin topped out, right after Ethereum topped out. And so not really too much traction here on Theta, and gaming wasn't really too big here in the cryptocurrency space at that point either. So it wasn't really the right time, but this bull market, it was the right time, okay? We saw a massive pump on Theta, and it went up all the way up from bear market prices at, less than a cent, basically, all the way up to around $12, okay? We should actually say $14, and if we go to TradingView, no doubt it's going to be higher, yeah, $16.69, okay? So Theta has had its moment in the spotlight. And I suppose the big question is, will it have more moments in the spotlight? And my answer to that is obviously yes. However, I am currently not particularly bullish on the market. Very cautious right now. Some would say bearish, and hence I don't think it's going to be the best time to pick up Theta right now. But I also, with that said, do understand that there is a chance that Bitcoin can recover from here, and we have outlined that in previous videos. And also there's a chance that we might be seeing an altcoin season. And so for those reasons, I will be looking into the Theta TA to understand where exactly we are on Theta. And what we can do on Theta is draw one big kind of rough triangle formation. We'll try and draw it here. It might take a few attempts here, but there is definitely some sort of formation here on Theta that is happening in regards to some sort of triangle. We could probably draw it something like this, just trying to get it right here. But something like this, right, it's quite rough. It's not perfect for sure, but there is a triangular formation that we can see here on Theta. That's probably the best I can nail it down to. And as you can see that, there is a strong downwards trend that Theta is in following this trend line. We could also say there is a strong, upwards trend or uptrending level of support that Theta has actually broken that we held through. And this makes perfect sense to me. So let's actually connect these lines here, and we'll connect them perfectly and make it look a little bit better. So we had this triangular formation of Theta, and I covered this extensively when we were within this triangle in September, right, when we thought the market was going to go up. I think everyone did, okay, and the market did go up in September. We thought it was going to break out here. It failed to break out, and so we were kind of a little bit skeptical. We saw this head and shoulders pattern forming on Theta. I covered it in one of the videos. I didn't really think it was going to turn into much, but we did see that drop that was very unexpected, and by the time Theta was halfway through the drop here at around $5, $6, I think $6 roughly, I said, guys, it might be time to de-risk here. It might be time to sell some coins. This doesn't look very good. We dropped all the way down to $3.60 here on Theta. We dropped below that triangle, and we obviously invalidated the whole bullish structure. And so now we're in a bit of a bearish phase in the market for Theta. And that's worrying, of course, that's worrying. But what I want to be covering in this video is what has happened with Theta recently is we've actually come back above into this triangle once again. And what this suggests here for Theta is that there is a potential, it's not guaranteed, it's not even likely in my opinion, but there is a potential that we might be seeing a trigger to the altcoin season due to Bitcoin dominance dropping, and we might be seeing Theta actually break out of this triangle formation and see a strong recovery, and hence we will see a finish to this massive cup that we would have been seeing throughout the entire of 2021 and the start of 2022. That is a scenario that we have to look into here on Theta, and there's a lot of things that we have to kind of look into and kind of analyze to determine whether that is actually likely or not. So first and foremost, we have to determine whether this line is accurate, this uptrending line is accurate, because obviously there's multiple different ways you could draw this line, okay? And no one's saying that this is the only way you could draw it. I don't think that's the only way you can draw it at all. In fact, I think there's multiple different ways you can draw this, and it doesn't necessarily have to come from a July lows, right? It could actually do something like this as well. in which it comes through the top here in January, the bottom here in February, and actually touches in May and September rather than in July, okay? And then also we have that retest to the downside we had here in December that validates it even further. And either way, right, regardless of where you draw it, regardless of where you put the line, I'm going to put it there for the time being, we have actually confirmed a break back into the triangle formation for Theta, which is inherently bullish, okay, because we're flipping that back for support, which we need to be seeing on Theta. Now, the reason why we still have to be skeptical is because we have a lot of way to go, a lot of progress to go. In order to break out of this triangle, for the most part, is we're going to have to reach $6.62, which actually is about 15-20% gain away on Theta, which is a significant amount when Bitcoin is in a downwards trend, okay? But if we do break out of this triangle does hold true, and we break out to the upside, target for Theta would be somewhere around, and we'll apply it to a breakout spot here, somewhere around $18.40. So there is a massive potential return on this coin. However, now is not the right time to buy. We still have a lot of confirmation to do, and we'll look into that right now. First of all, let's look at the volume profile, the VVPR, and zoom in a little bit here so we can get an accurate idea of where the buying and selling is taking place on Theta. Okay, we can see that until we get to around the POC here at $6.67, which coincidentally lines up perfectly with the breakout spot on the triangle, Theta is going to be fighting an uphill battle, in which is going to be very difficult for us to make back any more ground. We need to be seeing a break above $6.70, which would break over the POC and also break this triangle to the upside. If we can do both of those things, right, according to the VVPR, it's going to be very, very easy for Theta to move up very, very quickly, okay? So that is the critical zone here, $6.70. We need to be breaking that zone pretty much as soon as possible, okay? And once we break that zone, that's when we enter the market, okay? We don't enter right now. Entering right now is not a very good risk-reward ratio, okay? We stand to gain until that rejection spot, which is very likely where we're going to get rejected, 15%. Okay, and we stand to lose if we're just going back to the lows all the way down here, 34%. So it's not a good risk-reward ratio at all, and we very well could go down to the lows once again. But I would be waiting for, write this in, write it down, put your alerts in, $6.70, a daily close above that region before entering Theta Coin, and obviously we need to be looking at the market at that point in time to determine what's going on. But that's basically what we're looking at there on Theta. That looks like it's a good zone for me to enter, okay? As for other indicators, the bull market support band, you'll notice a lot of things are going to line up perfectly in this video. That's because the technical analysis is sound, is at $6.25. Breaking $6.25 is a step closer to $6.70. Okay, the 50-day SMA and the 200-day SMA are respectively, $6.33 and $5.72. Okay, adding to this, the 12, 26, and the 100. We have flipped the 12 and the 26. The 100 is currently hovering at around $6, okay? And the 9 EMA, which has short-term support, is at $5. What you will notice is that most of these SMAs right now and EMAs, most of these dynamic support zones and resistance zones are above us, all right? That means there's a lot of resistance we need to be breaking through before we have a confirmation. And what you will notice is if we break over $6.70, every single critical dynamic support zone will be flipped for support, and we will have a lot of buying momentum coming in on Theta. That is the critical zone we need to be flipping on Theta. Once we flip that zone, it is open skies, in my opinion, until, well, I can't say for sure, but at least until... let's line out some resistance here, right? At least until, let's say, $8.65. Another zone would be up here at around $10, and then the last zone would be the all-time high, right? So once we get past $6.70, there's really not that much resistance until all-time highs for Theta. Obviously, that depends on the state of the market as well, and how confident the breakout is. If it's just, we're up there 4 hours and then we come back down, that doesn't mean anything, right? We need to flip that confidently, maintain it for support, then we're open skies for Theta. Let's look at the weekly chart. Excuse me. What we can see on the weekly chart is something very similar. However, adding to the bearish argument for Theta, what we can see on the weekly chart is kind of a bit of a bearish descending triangle formation, which would typically break to the downside. We have a flat bottom and descending highs, right? This means we'll probably break to the downside formation, which will play into my bear market theory for Bitcoin. Not bear market theory for Bitcoin, but my caution I'm currently having for Bitcoin and my bearishness for Bitcoin, right? We keep rejecting, we keep going downwards. That's probably going to play out where we break to the downside, obviously, because Theta is not going to rally if Bitcoin enters the bear market, right? That's just the reality of the situation. As for the Bitcoin pair on Theta, it is due for some relief, okay? And I am skeptical here, okay? Because on one hand, I don't think Bitcoin looks good, but on the other hand here, I think we could see an altcoin season, right? And if we do see an altcoin season, Theta is a prime pick if we break above $6.70. So let's wait and see. But the Bitcoin pair does support our bullish argument for Theta. We're in a strong downwards trend on the Bitcoin pair, okay? And that's not a good thing, right? Never invest against the trend. However, it is worth noting that we are finally coming up on some major support on the BTC pair, which would be a great bottoming out zone. So we have this green box that I've drawn here as major support, which is a bounce zone for Theta. We also have a strong downwards channel that we have on Theta, right? But if we find support on that green box, we will pretty easily be able to bounce off that green box on the Bitcoin pair and hence the USD pair and come up and start making new highs on both the Bitcoin and USD pair. In fact, the break could be coming right now, but I think we might see one more rejection and a bit of a correction on the USD pair before we break to the upside. I doubt we'll just go straight up. Let's see what happens. Theta doesn't look too bad. $6.70. Keep your eyes on it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.